It's been a hard day tonight, and I've been working like a dog. It's been a hard day tonight, I should be sleeping like a log. But when I get home to you, I find the things that you do will make me feel alright. You know I work all day to get your money to buy a bed, and it's never just to hear you say you're gonna give me everything. So why let you know? 'Cause when I get you alone, you know I'll be alone. Okay, well, this here looks like a vintage shop, and it says, uh, "This here must be the place." Many, 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 many years ago, in the 1980s, when I was still a teenager, and my first band, Broken Glass, we started playing, and we played at a club called February's in Elmont, Long Island. And we used to see the guys playing, and they dressed like the rock stars like Van Halen, who were wearing tights and Capezio shoes and striped shirts, things like that. And, I didn't really think anything of it other than the fact that that's how they dress. I was still thinking like a mod. I was still thinking about dressing like a mod, to play live. And we decided that we would go and buy Capezios and what do they call those jeans? I didn't later this skin tight Dan skins or whatever they are. So me and the drummer Lewis, we decided to come to the village and buy the clothes. My mom gave me the money to buy the clothes. Lewis had his money from working, and we went to the West Village to look for a shoe shop, and a store that sold the dance skins. Well, we found the store, and I bought a white pair of Capezios and dance skins. Lewis also purchased dance skins and a pair of Capezios. So we may have gone to Trash in Vaudeville, I'm not sure. And so we were walking, and we wound up walking to the West Village. I don't know what for. And we passed the famous shop, the Pink Pussycat. I had never been in the store. I didn't know anything about the store. And this was still in the Village heyday of the 1980s. I didn't know anything. I didn't go to places like that. So we went to the store, and I said, "Lewis, look, the Pink Pussycat. Let's go inside." Or something. We went inside just because I was curious. And so I was looking at the lingerie in the store and stuff. And I saw all of these jars of Mazola oil. I didn't before I go further, I used to work at Canal Jean on Broadway.
Honestly, he hasn't helped me out back when I found it. So I guess, but like, ew.
And so we went inside the Pink Pussycat, And I asked the guy, why do you have all of those jars of Mazola oil? And he was a bald-headed Caucasian, Fey, and he said, to fuck. He didn't say it like that. He said, to fuck, or whatever. I can't do the impression. And I was slightly bewildered that he said that, because I didn't know that gays use Mazola oil to oil their anuses and have sex with.
Yes.
I didn't know anything about this kind of stuff. I was about 17 at the time. And that's it. Lewis didn't say anything. And the guy just said that, and we just kept looking at the stuff in the store, lingerie, whatever, and then we left. So that was one of my encounters of retail shops here in the village before I actually worked in many shops. I worked at Canal Jean, I worked at Unique, I worked at Tower Records, Boutique, Andy's Cheapies, and that's it. That's all the places I worked here. Oh, and a few coding places right here on Broadway, on the West Village, East Village, further up on 14th Street. CBGB's, RT Firefly, the Pyramid Club. And a few other venues I can't remember. So the din of these people who walk by, I guess it's maybe a version of loud and boisterous, stupid sexual people. Very loud and very boisterous, which is masking their insecurities about themselves and their external world and internal world. Or maybe they've had some drinks too. Who knows? Who cares? Loud and boisterous. So amongst this backdrop of the 21st century, there's a history no longer being present that exists even with the world of today. And unfortunately, I am one of them. Unfortunately. I say unfortunately because when I was in my youth, I didn't know that this would happen later on. I pretty much made an about face on all of this after my marriage to my wife ended in 1989. And I decided that I would no longer take part in the representation of this. For I felt as if what I had done, or what I had, this was a Broadway Lakers, had been affected And so I literally said, that's it. And I played my last show and I said, that's it, goodbye forever. Literally to the audience, and that was it. Now, in this period of time, I didn't think in any way or shape or form that this would somehow come back to haunt me or affect me or anything like that. I just said it's over and that's it. You know, I'm not gonna play anymore. I'm not gonna hang out anymore. You know, and that's it. Time to move on, as they say. Look, I hate Keith Haring. What's Keith Haring? I hate Keith Haring. Okay, so you know, I was old man, 23, 24, 23. Old man. I mean, I was married.
I've been taking the Uber, dude. I get expensive.
And I expected to stay married, have children, get my education, and move on with my life. Perfectly confident in the fact that if anyone would ask me about before, I would say, fuck you. Don't fucking ask me about before. It's my business, it's not yours. You know, why are you asking me for? What was to come was something that to this very day I still cannot believe happened. I cannot believe. I can't believe. You know, when I used to work in offices, I didn't know what anybody else's history was. If I saw somebody carrying a guitar, if I saw somebody carrying a violin, if I saw somebody carrying a book. I'm from the period where somebody would be carrying Dostoevsky or Nietzsche or Camus or, any of these people. And I wouldn't think anything of it. I would say, oh, I didn't read that person. Why should I read that? Back then, they used to make a big deal out of reading Nietzsche and Camus, Heidegger. Big deal, It's just like books you have to read to know, to know what? To know what happened before, but not necessarily the present. So they were using the whole bastion of history to promote the present, their being, and now. I didn't feel the need for that because being in the present as much as I possibly could live, what was most important to me as my past was robbed from me. So why should I waste my time reading books about the past from people who robbed my life from me? Why should I read that for? Right, so I didn't read it. Essentially, when you start reading, that's what you're reading. Okay? So you read it. And if the person was alive, they probably would be looking at you like that. Why are you reading my book? You're supposed to be living in the present. So little did I know what was to come. Sure enough, the past, in a myriad ways, was exactly doing that to me, even though I thought I was living in the present. Trying to fight the past, not knowing what the future
was going to be except for what I wanted it to be or what I thought it could be. Oh, I used to work at the Gap. Oh, God. The Gap. Fall into the Gap. I was, whatchamacallit, I was scapegoated by many jealous people, I believe. It's a part of a fiendish plot that's yet to be uncovered. Fiendish plot. I still can't believe that there's that many jealous people. But lo and behold, look at postmodern America, and you will find that there are many jealous
For
people.
Carl Solomon. I
Many.
saw the best minds of my generation destroyed by madness, starving, hysterical, naked, dragging themselves through the Negro streets at dawn looking for an
Many.
angry fix. Angel-headed hipsters burning for the ancient heavenly connection to the starry dynamo in the machinery of night. Poverty and terrorism, hollow-eyed and high, set up, smoking in the supernatural dark.
And the 58-year-old Richard, 57, 58, he's still like the old Richard, except he's old. He doesn't care what they think. They're too stupid to worry about what they think. And more than ever, they have found ways to prevent me from succeeding in the future as I would normally. And meanwhile, they're too stupid to even think about. Okay, they're selfish, they're insecure, and they're violent for reasons which even they themselves don't understand. And they take this as being normalcy. And I no longer have the I no longer have youth on my side. The vulnerability of youth. I have my humanity, my humanism on my side. And now they're going to find out that that's stronger than my youth ever was. That's what we're going to find out. So, basically the timeline is after I left working in the village, so basically the timeline is after I left working in the
What I
village.
find most interesting is they think they're human.
I think they're human.
Un mulato blonto.
Claro.
He stole from me.